Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video. Today's video is going to be a bit more relaxed than normal. I've been doing a lot of big deep dives and research heavy videos recently, and I just want to do something a little bit sillier and more lighthearted and like less of the intense analysis and more of just like, let's read some ridiculous stories from Reddit and just kind of casually talk about them amongst ourselves, right? Today we're going to be looking at a bunch of stories from people who just need to break up. Like, seriously, break up. One of the big things I've always said in my videos is that, and in my real personal life as well, is that like I would much rather be happier alone than in the wrong relationship. This is something that I've definitely learned over the last like 5-6 years in particular. And I think being in my early 30s now has kind of like made me realise that like I am very content with my life, and to bring someone into this life they need to be pretty damn special, you know? I'm not just gonna like give up all my freedom and independence for no one. But a lot of people aren't like that. There's a lot of pressures from a lot of society around us, often from our family, from our friends, that we need to find someone, we need to be with someone, we need to be part of a couple, or we've failed at something, we are not doing something properly if we're single. And so for that reason I think a lot of people stay with people who are wrong for them, or settle for the wrong people, and that can just be really unhealthy for everyone involved. That is true of a lot of the stories we're going to be reading today. Apologies if you can hear my oven in the background, I'm just cooking some food because it's late and I'm starving. And finally, a cheeky little bit of self-promotion before we start. If you like the t-shirt I'm wearing today, it is one of my own designs that is available in my merch store along with other cool designs. There's all sorts of stuff over there that you can go check out for yourself. You can also support my channel through Patreon if you want. Go follow my second channel, More Rachel Oates, where I post clips on there from my longer videos and also more casual kind of like vlogs and the mini book reviews and makeup videos and stuff like that. And I also post clips of my longer videos over on TikTok, and I am posting the audio versions of all these videos now over on Spotify, so you can go find all the links for those in the video description if you want. I think that's everything. I'm bad at this self-promotion thing, I'm so sorry. Okay. Our first story was posted in r/relationships and reads, "My fiancé proposed, but the ring came with strings attached, so I gave it back. Hello all. Me, 25 female, and my fiancé, 28 male, had been together for a little more than 3 years. He proposed to me 1 month prior to this post. Things weren't always good, but we tried to fix them and changed a lot. For context, he has enormous image issues and used to make fun of me for humour, humiliating my accent, clothes style, body weight, etc. when we were together. But in public spaces, everything was alright. I was at fault too because I was a little more immature due to age and I changed a lot of things. I used to shout a lot in public spaces, was always on my phone, and made fun of him in public for retaliation, etc., which I changed. I don't think I need to go any further before I say just break up. Literally just break up. He has his own issues he needs to work through before he's in a relationship. If your partner is disrespecting you, humiliating you, mocking you for your appearance, your accent, you know, the basic parts of who you are, that is not a partner worth having. And to the woman here, the stuff she was doing, shouting in public spaces, always on her phone, yeah, they are immature things and things that you need to work on before you're in a relationship. I think maybe with some people it is possible to change while you're in a relationship, but a lot of the time I think you need to be on your own to really work on these things for it to be effective. But I might be wrong. Let's read on. I told him a couple of times that if he continued with the bad humour, I would end up detached from him and untalkable. I guess that means like unwilling to talk to him, I think. Why talk to someone that only makes you feel like an idiot or makes fun of you? Good point. He did change for a while and stuff were heading normal. A month ago, we put down our accounts and plans for the future, and he proposed, and I said yes, and we began to gather money for a house. I am rather principled, but one thing only is something I have been having trouble with, and that's my weight. I used to work out a lot and was around 85 kilos when I met him. Unfortunately, after a stressful 12-hour shift days in a sketchy company for a year, and an ACL surgery in the second year mark that made me quit working out I gained a lot. I think English might not be their first language, so please excuse the bad grammar here, I'm just reading it as it is. I weighed around 122 kilos at my max weight gain. He discussed concerns about my health, although tests are fine, no cholesterol or high sugar level. After the doctors told me to lose weight, now that I can, in my age, everything changed. he started measuring my sugar levels and snatched snacks from my hands and highlighted the fact that they weren't healthy and it was bad of me and I was losing my goal, and he wanted to fix it by highlighting the bad stuff. There were nights where he peed me off so much that I went to bed without food and he would feel bad and he wouldn't eat too, for it to be fair for both of us. Then the humiliation started again. I couldn't talk about anything. I would try to talk about the news or something interesting and he would tell me with irony, "Since when do you read the news?" Or I would doll up and wear my Crocs that have some faux gold butterflies in them as charms, and he would say, "I'm not taking you out with this tacky butterfly Crocs, take the butterflies out or put something else," and stuff like that. And when I would be sad about it, we would play it out as fun, and if I can't mess with you and make fun of you, who will? That he did everything for me so people wouldn't make fun of me. Okay, so what I think is being said here is that, like, he was mocking her for her clothes, calling certain things she wore tacky. He was taking food away from her and making her feel so bad that she stopped eating. Again, really damn unhealthy. You don't, like, I think it's one thing to be concerned for your partner's health, like if you're seeing them actively do something that is harming them. Like if you see them smoke a lot of cigarettes, if you see them drink a lot of alcohol, if you see them eating a lot of unhealthy foods, you might want to be like, "Hey, a little bit concerned about your health. Do you maybe want to speak to a doctor about this? Do you maybe want to do something about it?" But getting to the point where you're, well, like, there's one thing being concerned for your partner and another mocking them for it. Like, that's never going to be helpful or respectful. That's just a horrible thing to do. If you have concerns, bring them up respectfully, bring them up kindly, maybe offer to help them through stuff. Don't be snatching food away from them and making them feel so bad they skip entire meals, because that's not healthy for anyone. And I'm sorry, but if I can't mess with you and make fun of you, who will? No one. No one should be messing with you and making fun of you. There's having little personal in-jokes and silly little, like, things to laugh at between you. And, like, if you like a little bit of ribbon between you as partners, that's fine. But you shouldn't have to have someone make fun of you. You shouldn't feel like someone has to make fun of her and put her down. It's just the disrespect. Just break up already. Yesterday was my breaking point. My week was chaotic and I was really stressed and wanted to change, so I went and braided my hair and added some faux white hair that I braided to my back and added some gold loops to it because I found it funky and cool and I wanted to see him. That sounds really cool. That sounds like a great hairstyle. Love that. When I asked him if he likes it, the first thing out of his mouth was, "I bet the gold loops were only you because they're so tacky. No way the stylist put them there by herself." I was so hurt, I clamped my mouth shut and my eyes watered. Yeah, he needs to stop calling her tacky. That's just rude. He's tacky for saying it. Like, again, just break up. Dump him. You deserve better. His face fell and tried to gently hold me and told me he was making fun of me and it was just his humour. Change your sense of humour, mate. He'd also gotten a haircut and asked me if I liked it. I told him it was hideous, petty of me I know, and he went full berserk. Again, neither of you have the emotional maturity for a serious relationship. Just break up. I told him I only said what I said so he sees how he made me feel earlier, and that started a whole argument. He claimed that I was really detached from him the last year. Is it any wonder when you're mocking her constantly? Of course she's going to be detached. I didn't talk much or continue any meaningful conversation, and yeah, because when you do, he mocks you. Oh my god. And he feared if my depression was coming back. I was like this after my ACL surgery and worked it with a therapist. I told him to give me a couple of days to figure out why, because I had noticed it around him. I went out with my best friends and told them about the situation, and they told me I was fine with them and they didn't see anything abnormal about me and that they didn't think my depression was back. So I thought about it and figured out with myself that it was because he was humiliating me. When I wanted to talk to him, I always thought first that he was going to make fun of me and I was just detached. I want to talk, well, it's no wonder, is it? Absolutely no wonder. I went to talk to him and told him about it, that I thought that it was with him only because he always makes fun of me and I can't be myself around him due to his image issues. That I talked about it with my girls and they said it was fine. He went berserk again and talked about mistrust because I had talked about what he told me with my friends, that I was detached from him and that the issue is with us to solve, not third people. I backed my girls and told him that's how girls work. We talk about stuff and we try to be better. He told me he would try to change since it was that, and I agreed to try to talk again, even with my fear of humiliation hanging, because I wanted to work it with him. So this bit I think is a little complicated because I do kind of feel like, you know, it's up to couples to kind of work things out for themselves and figure things out for themselves. And I don't necessarily think another person should be getting involved in another person's relationship where it isn't their part. Like, I think sometimes people can overstep and intrude on other people's relationships. However, it can be really good to chat to your friends about stuff and be like, hey, like, am I in the wrong here? Am I going crazy? Is how I'm feeling kind of accurate? Is my perception of this experience accurate? Is my feeling, what's the word I'm looking for? Are my feelings here valid? Am I in the wrong? Do I need to apologise? What should I do? I think chatting to your friends about this stuff is normal. And one of the first things that abusive partners do is try and cut you off from your family and friends so you don't have that support network there. So, whenever I see a partner being like mad at someone for talking to their friends about stuff like this, I'm like, that's a massive red flag. He also said that for him to change, he wanted me to be more principled with myself and change too, that I still hadn't lost the weight I wanted, and that he didn't want to give me an engagement ring if I hadn't fixed that, so I couldn't also be principled with our future children. He claims that an individual who is principled with himself can be a good example for kids, but he gave it to me anyway because he saw I wanted one and I was looking at them, and he had faith I would change, and I didn't. So basically, he's like, I'll only marry you if you lose weight. I'll only treat you better if you lose weight. I'll only do this if you do this, and this if you do this, and this. It's making a relationship transactional. That's not healthy for anyone involved. That's not going to be... That's not a good way to start a relationship, is it? Meanwhile, I'd started going back to the gym and managed to drop to 115, but at my own pace. I'm not the type of woman who likes to miss on stuff. I will eat junk food, etc. when I want, and then hit the gym to counter it. Seems pretty healthy to me. I think that's a good way to do things. Treat yourself when you want. Be a little bit more disciplined with yourself when you want. I think that's good, right? Is that not healthy? I don't know. I'm not exactly, like, knowledgeable about physical health stuff like that. Things I had explained to him that my weight loss journey is mine and mine only, and I will do whatever I want with it, and I will lose the pound when I want. Yeah, I think that's fair. I told him lately that I'd actually lost 2 kilos due to me sticking to my diet for us so we can have children when we can and have our house, and he just coldly told me I was not ready for children. It sounds like he's not ready for children. The way he treats her, if he's going to treat kids like this, he should not be a father. Just saying. The fury I felt was insufferable. I feel like that's maybe the wrong word, but okay, we understand what she means. I told him that I asked him 3 times before accepting the ring if he's sure it's me who he wants with my up and downs and lows, and he'd explained that he didn't mind my weight, he just wanted me healthy. That I was curvy and he likes that since I am healthy, everything is fine. He'd lost a family member due to obesity and it hunts him that I will die randomly. He told me that he said that in order for me to lose more for my own good in the heat of the argument, he told me he didn't like my fat hanging, I have a belly, and that he had to try with good and bad words to make me understand that, and that I was in my own world, that if I want to die at 40 and have kids crying, so be it, that if I fell, I would want 3 people to lift me up. He watched a lot of that show, 600 Pound Life. God's sake, this man is just a monster, isn't he? He's manipulative, he's rude. Oh no, we don't like him. I froze, calmly took the engagement ring off and gave it back. Good on her. That should be where this story ends. Just break up. The argument stilled and his eyes went wide. I told him to see a goddamn therapist and that when I look in the mirror, I see a goddamn successful 25-year-old. I have a good heart, great looks and a stable job. Good on her. I like this. Good on her. That I see a warrior that fought through depression and a bad household and stick to my guns, and that I have a great support system and don't need him. I can find other dudes if I want, and I have plenty after me. That I'm sick of him stealing my joy because of his misery, and that he can find someone thinner to be with, and more to his character to parade around since his image is a bigger priority than our relationship, and my looks humiliate him. Good on her for saying this. Again, just break up. You'll be a lot happier, love. He apologised to me and told me to seek marriage counselling because he wants us to work, and he agreed to therapy. And this is always a thing that men like this do, isn't it? They're always like, oh, we just need therapy, you should go to therapy, we need therapy, but then they never actually do it. They never actually go to therapy. They try and get their partner to change so that they don't have to, and so that they just accept them the way they are. And they say they're going to do couples therapy, but they never actually follow through, they never actually make any changes. It's all just fluff. He's talking out of his bum. He has no intention of actually doing any work, does he? In my experience. I told him to go I told him to go full clown for someone else, and I wouldn't be exposing his idiotic ways to third people. Good on her. That I'm done because he is a piece of poop that just proposed to me to lose weight and wanted a better, thinner version of me, but not me. He tried to give me my ring back and told me it was mine, that he loved me and just didn't want me to die and leave him behind because he would be heartbroken, that he never wanted to steal my spirit and he will let me wear what I want and he will change. I dropped the ring on the car seat and told him that I felt this ring was a crap up ring and a ring that attaches and not a love token. A ring with attaches and not a love token. That it lost its value and I don't want it anymore. Closed the door and left him behind. I haven't broken up yet because why? Just break up. Because I want to think, and I talked about it with my family, I've just been ignoring his messages and answered today that I want some time to think to see if I want to continue this relationship. Since then, he has bombarded me with calls and my family told me I overreacted. That they see he loves me and he wants a better future for me, and that if he minded my weight, he would just broke up with me and leave it at that. He just doesn't have a good way of showing it, and I should be patient when he learns that I did bad and I shouldn't give the ring back. Now I'm guilty and torn, and I don't know if I overreacted and probably ruined my engagement, so I turn to you people for your opinion. I think I should stick to my guns and give him back to his mum, but that's telling. But I'm torn about the way I acted. That last line says a lot, doesn't it? I should just give him back to his mum. Clearly he doesn't want a partner. He wants a woman who is going to be a maid, a mother, and this object that he can parade around, which is why she has to look the way that he wants. It's unhealthy. He seems awful. You can do better. Just break up. Our next story is boyfriend 28 male thinks I, 26 female, need to be more feminine and not listen to vulgar music. We've been dating for 2 years now, and recent comments from my boyfriend have been concerning me. For a bit of context, I'm a medical resident working 36-hour shifts with a 12-hour off-call period and 1 day off in a week. Boyfriend's a software developer with a 9-to-5 job and weekend off and flexible working hours. I met my boyfriend before I started my residency and started dating within a few months. I had a lot of free time before I started my residency, so I would cook a lot of meals, desserts at home, get ready, put on a nice outfit, and visit my boyfriend during his lunch hours. It was my favourite activity of the day, and he would wait for me in the parking area with flowers every day. Very cute. We did that for 5 to 6 months, and then I got busy with my residency. That's completely normal, right? You have like a honeymoon period, and then life happens, and schedules change, and behaviour changes, and if you're a couple that communicates well and is good together, you'll figure that out, right? Right. We had a little time between jobs to see each other and decided to move in together after our first anniversary. We've been very compatible with roommates, dividing chores. He mostly does all the housework, cooks food, brings me food whenever he's free. Both of us are very happy together. So it was very evident when his behaviour started shifting. He started to be very particular about how my physique is. Oh, why do they always do this? Why are men trying to police women's bodies so hard? We used to work out together previously, now I don't. The types of clothes I wear, how I style my hair, if I put on makeup or not, how I keep my nails, etc. It's also become routine now for him to keep commenting on my music choices. I started listening to a lot of rap music when I'm getting ready for work. He's been telling me the type of music I've been listening to is making me less feminine. Vulgarity doesn't suit a woman's tongue. He's also been complaining that I don't put in efforts into dressing up when we go out for dates anymore. I really like dressing up as well, but I don't have the energy for it. I don't blame her for not having the energy when she's working that much. I've asked him multiple times if he's joking, trying to annoy me, or actually being serious about his comments, and he always tells me to be more ladylike while asking questions to a man. That line alone, just break up. Dump him. He knew what he was getting himself into, and we were doing great as a unit even after I started my residency. I don't know what's changed in the last few months that has influenced him to be like this. Anyone who's gone through something similar or has any ideas about this type of behaviour, I really need some advice. I'm already on edge most days because I'm severely sleep deprived, and I don't want to say something stupid and end up ruining our relationship. It sounds to me like, one, he's a misogynist, and two, he's probably threatened by her success because she's working so hard, she's doing really well, she's focusing on herself and her career as well as him, but sometimes things have to take a priority, right? Things shift. And now he doesn't like it because she's not this perfect little trophy wife anymore. She's an independent woman with her own life and career and successes, and I don't think he can cope with that. I think he's intimidated by her, and that's not cool at all. And I get it. It can be a little frustrating when, like, your partner likes music that you don't, for example. You know, like, my ex is really into rap music, and that's just not really my kind of thing. I like indie and folk and jazz, and he liked, like, rap, and I don't really know, I'm not really familiar with those genres of music, but he liked very talky music, and I personally didn't necessarily find the stuff that he liked to listen to enjoyable to listen to, so we had a compromise. His music at his house, my music at my house. Simple. And, like, often we try and find compromises of stuff that we both liked, but ultimately, like, even if you don't personally enjoy a little bit of music, that's an easy thing to put up with for someone you love, isn't it? You know, just being like, yeah, I don't personally, like, get any happiness or enjoyment out of this, but I can see you do, and that's why I'm gonna fully support it. I just don't see why other people can't feel that way. And to say that, like, he doesn't like it because it's vulgar, it's unfeminine, I'm just like, you're a misogynist. You, as a man, don't get to decide what is feminine or not feminine. Only a woman does. To this woman, just break up. You deserve better. You can find someone better. Focus on your career for now. You got this. You're still young. You got plenty of time ahead of you. Just, you don't have to make yourself smaller or change who you are for a man. And like she says herself, like, it wouldn't even necessarily be like changing who she is, because she likes dressing up, she likes doing all that stuff, but she just doesn't currently have the energy, and that is absolutely okay. Give it a few years, she's probably going to have the energy again. But it should be on her terms when she dresses up and why and how, not on a man's terms, you know? Gonna go grab my food and then I'll be back to record more in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Got my little mac and cheese. Does anyone else... Okay, this might just be an autism thing, but I go through these stages where I get, like, really obsessed with one particular meal, and I have it, like, 5 times a week, because it's, like, my safe food and I love it. And at the minute it's mac and cheese, and I'm just obsessed, and I have it, like, 5 times a week. Before this, it was a homemade risotto. It's a fantastic risotto. I make a damn good risotto. But I just got obsessed with risotto and I was making it like 4 to 5 times a week. Before that, it was like this bacon and veg pasta in like a creamy, smoky sauce. And again, I was having that like 4 to 5 times a week. And I just go through these stages where I get these like safe foods for months at a time. And it's like the only thing I crave, and it's the only thing I want to eat, and it just feels safe and comforting. And yeah, does anyone else do that? Is that just me? I think it is, like, being an autistic woman, I get, like, there's not a lot of foods that I can eat, so when I find one, I just tend to, like, obsess over a little bit. Right, while we wait for that to cool down, I have one more story that I'm going to share with you, and then that's where we're going to end the video today. I do have a lot more that I want to record and talk about, so I might make this into a little series and post them over the next couple of weeks. But our last story is... I, 24 female, am tired of my boyfriend, 29 male. My boyfriend's behaviours that are subtle disrespect. I live with my boyfriend of almost 4 years, and I'm starting to feel really disrespected in the most basic ways. One of the things that annoys me is how rude and inconsiderate he is around shared spaces like the sink. He'll literally push me out of the way if I'm there first, instead of just asking me to move. And when I bring it up, he gets defensive or tries to turn it into an argument. I don't think I even need to say it at this point, but just break up. A man who physically pushes you out of the way instead of just saying, hey, do you mind shifting over, please? Rude. Damn rude. I don't even do that to Kyra. If she's in the way, I say, mind your bum, baby. And she's learnt now what the phrase mind your bum means, and she's like, oh, I'll shuffle over. And she's a great little girl. If I can show that amount of respect and politeness to a dog, he can do it to a woman who's meant to be his partner. It's not hard. His logic is that I should ask him for the space if I need it, but he never does the same for me. He just takes it. Oh, there you go. See? This is what I was talking about in my video a while back about the emotional labor that women are supposed to do. He's like, if you want something, just ask. but I'm just going to take it. I'm not going to ask you for anything. And he's putting all the pressure, all the responsibility, all the emotional labour onto the woman in his life, and she's the one who's suffering because of it, and that's not okay. It's such a small, ridiculous thing, but it shows how little he respects me. I don't think it's small or ridiculous at all. I think it's actually a huge thing, and it is an indicator that he has no respect for you, and I think that's something that you need to pick up on. It's the little behaviours towards people that add up and show you how they really feel about you, you know? I feel like I'm living with someone who has no basic manners or respect for me as an equal. Ironically, he always talks about how he wants us to be equals. Could I make him respect me? Or is the only way I can approach this situation by enforcing boundaries? And why would someone treat someone like this? It seems very immature. It's not just immature, it's rude, it's disrespectful, and honestly it's rooted in misogyny, let's be real. Honestly, I don't think they're setting boundaries here, because you've tried asking, and he's ignored you. He's been like, oh no, but this, and he's making excuses. If he doesn't respect you now, he never will. Like, I don't think respect for someone as a human being is something you can necessarily learn in a situation like this. Either he respects you or he doesn't, and he doesn't, and therefore you need to get the hell out of there and just break up. Anyway, they are just my thoughts on a few silly little Reddit stories about people who just need to break up. I know they're asking for advice here, but just break up. That is my advice. If you'd like to let me know your thoughts on any of these stories, please let me know down in the comments. I know the first one was a little bit long, and if English wasn't their first language, I'm sorry, it was like a little poorly written and hard to decipher at times, but I think we all understood what she meant, so, you know, it's not her fault. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I have quite a few more of these to record as well, so I'll probably make this into like a 2-part series or something, and I'll post the other one in a week or so, around making other videos. But yeah, thank you for watching today. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you don't mind me doing these more kind of like calmer, relaxed, less in-depth videos when I just need a bit of a break. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.